In this video, I'm going to describe to you why innovation is good and why it can also be challenging. So the key points to remember is, first, it brings new solutions to problems, right? So that's really what innovation is about. So it's a good thing, right? Because the world is made of problems and innovators come with ideas to resolve them. It also creates and keeps jobs. When you invent something new in your region, your city, your company, you basically provide a competitive advantage to your company or your city. And you basically, enable the growth of a company, which then creates jobs for everyone to be able to, to have a salary, live their lives, buy their houses, take care of the kids, and so on. So innovation is very good as opposed to not innovating, right? Where maybe you're going to see jobs, being destroyed, or shifting to other regions of the world or cities and so on. So also it's regional prosperity. Think about it. The Silicon Valley as an example. If you have, Google, Facebook, you have, LinkedIn and so on. All those companies that basically are paying big dollars, big taxes, in billions of dollars. It brings a lot of money for the region, right? And then the region can reinvest this in infrastructure, in education, in the innovation ecosystem itself. And so it's a good circle. It's a positive circle. It helps solve key problems. We talked about this. It encourages diversity and creativity. So one thing which makes the Silicon Valley very special is that they encourage anyone, and no matter your background, no matter where you come from, no matter your social status, you have a chance to be successful in the world of startup. And guess what? Most people actually that are involved in the startup world, as far as I've been seeing, are mostly people, immigrants, typically first generation immigrants, or people from unfavorable backgrounds, inner cities and things like this, where there's really a drive to make things happen. There's a drive to want to take chances and take opportunities. So innovation and a good innovation ecosystem really allows people to come together, diversity to come together to work on complex problems and add value to society. So all in all, innovation is a good thing. Why? Because it brings happiness and prosperity. Now, innovation, like everything else in life, has its goods and its bad. So innovation can also get challenging. So when does innovation gets challenging? Well, you probably have heard about artificial intelligence or robots aiming to replace jobs over the course of the next 15-20 years, and that's sort of scary, right? We don't want what are we going to do, right? So that's kind of things that we need to take into consideration, and people will have to reinvent themselves, train them new skills, because artificial intelligence and robots are going to bring new jobs, new kind of skills needed. So people will have the opportunity to train themselves to those new skills, which then also is one of the reasons why the whole e-learning space is kind of booming, because with all those changes ongoing with innovation, there's a need for people to update themselves, to develop themselves. So innovation, if companies that do not innovate, may go bankrupt, leaving their place to another company, smarter, more innovative, that brings a new product that outperforms their products. So it's key to always, be innovating. And the whole entire economies can fall behind, if the government, doesn't do what's needed to basically, mobilize the entrepreneurs in the population, provide them the tools, provide them the funds, provide them the accelerators. A whole entire economy can fall behind, and there are examples of them. But nevertheless, we can see that today many of the governments are doing a great job, basically, making the whole startup and innovation, a top trend, a top important key element of their policies. So lack of opportunity also is the rise of evil. So let me explain what I'm saying here. So as rich are getting richer, right, and people like in inner cities or other places, in in life, are lacking opportunities, losing their jobs and so on, and not understanding, what the heck is going on. It augments basically crime, it augments, terrorism even, and so on. So it's really key that we provide opportunities to everyone, and innovation is an opportunity that is accessible to everyone today. Okay, with technology, everyone can be empowered. There's no excuses. Okay, you can make it through the life jungle. So new issues. So regions like Boston or Silicon Valley that basically are really strong on innovation are seeing new types of issues. So when you start innovating, you start creating new companies. It attracts a lot of new employees, new people, and immigration for business reasons, which augments the number of people in the region. Then real estate falls a little bit behind. So then you see a major increase in the price of housing, rents, and it becomes a problem for the locals. In San Francisco, for instance, this is a big problem, and they're trying to remediate it, but it's still a big problem to find housing at a decent price. You see people, working at Google, for instance, deciding, that's one couple, I read this online recently, but decided to live in a trailer, on the Google's parking. Or you have at some point some of those big companies that attracted a lot of people have buses that go pick up the employees in San Francisco, and the locals would throw tomatoes at the buses because they had to move out of the city because the rents were becoming too expensive for them. So it's new issues. Other issues, that we're seeing from all this technological, innovation is security, cyber security. When everything is online, your banking system, your healthcare information, your internet history, and all this stuff, your emails, and your friends, your Facebook. So cybersecurity becomes a new issue, which is also a big sector for the coming years that's being worked on. So basically, innovation can also get challenging. So it has its goods, it has its bad, but like everything in life, it has to be managed. And it's important that people understand how it works, so that we don't make false judgment, and that we benefit from innovation while mitigating the risks of innovation.